Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. This is Aeons and War Eternal, and we're going to continue our playthrough, starting off with the turn order deck. We got a 1. That's good news for us. So Meza's going to get to go first. That's great. And look at that. We can actually, with a deal 3, deal 1, we can actually cast both of those spells, which I'm going to do, to actually put 4 damage on the Vault Behemoth and get rid of him before he has a chance to do anything to us. That's awesome. All right, so at this particular point, we're going to go ahead with the rest of the turn for Meza. So we got a spark here. We might as well put that into a breach. And we've got 4 crystals to spend. Sadly, we're 2 away from being able to get rid of this seismic roar before it triggers and hurts us. We also have this ability over here, which if we can charge, actually we could charge up twice, and then it says we could gain 4 life with Gravehold. That wouldn't be a bad idea. So, but also I could go for Ether as well, which could be a really good idea. So what is this one? We haven't got many of these Scora Slags yet. This one here says gain 2 if the Nemesis tier is 2 or higher, gain an additional 1. The other thing I want to think about too is that the Primordial Fetish might be good for gaining health as well. So maybe I'll grab this one instead, I think, this time. So I'm going to grab this card. We're going to acquire this. We're paying for it using 4 crystals, which we're all going to put on top of this deck. And that is going to be the end of Meza's turn. We, of course, have to flip this over in order to draw up. This deck is getting big. This is getting bigger and bigger every time. So we got Jagged Lightning. There we go. We're getting some good ones. I'm hoping that we can actually get some serious damage on the Nemesis in this particular... Oh, we're getting Nova Forge. This is great. We're getting some really good ones. So I'm really hoping we have a chance to actually put some serious damage against the Nemesis is my hope. So that's that. We're going to go ahead and pull the next turn order card. 2. Look at that. So with 2, here we go. So at this point in time, I can really slam the Nemesis with quite a bit of damage. So let's do this and figure out how we can do this productively. First off, we have to cast spells. The question I really have is, I have no problem casting the Spark and Jagged Lightning, but I don't know if I want to cast Illuminate because it says, while prepped, you focus, you deal damage. So if I can focus, this one is 4, this one's 3, this is 4. What do I want to do? I have 2, 3, 4. I don't have anything else, but I do have this freebie. So I have a freebie focus. If I use this one, I could focus this particular breach, which is tough to focus because this normally costs 4 ether. That would deal a damage. So maybe that's better than actually getting rid of the card. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Let's do that. So I'm going to keep Illuminate here. I'm going to cast Jagged Lightning and Spark. So let's do Jagged Lightning first. You may discard a card in hand. If you do, any player focuses their closed breach with the lowest focus costs. That sounds really good. So I could be going really big after this one, which might be the smart thing to do. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to cast it for 3 damage. So we'll cast it. We know we're going to do immediate damage to this guy. So we're going to tip him down to 60. And he'd be technically at 67. This is impressive, hey? One-handed dial turning, 67. There we go. So that's 3 damage on the Nemesis. And then I can discard a card in hand to focus a breach with the lowest focus cost. So I can even choose this one. And that would do a damage because of Illuminate, which is even better. So let's go ahead and discard. Let's discard the Mage's Totem. So it's just a discard, right? Yes, so we'll discard it. That's going to allow me to focus. I'm going to choose this one to focus because it's a tough one to... It's a really high cost one. So I'm going to flip this over like this. That focus, then it triggers Illuminate, which does another damage to the Nemesis. So now he's down to 66. So we're doing something. And, oh, of course, I didn't technically... Oh, yeah, sorry. So that was Jagged Lightning, which I want to do first. And then I'll do the Spark, which is another damage. So we actually got 5 damage on the Nemesis this turn. That's not bad at all. So 65. Awesome stuff. All right, what do we do next? So let's go to our hand here. Primordial Fetish. We have Focus Any Player's Breach. I'm going to use that right now. So I'm going to discard this card. I'll put it right at the top. I don't have to put it at the top. I could put it here, but I'll put it there for now. I'm going to choose to focus this breach here. So we're going to focus this one. Actually, this one's really close to going too. Has Meza gone twice already, though? No, he hasn't. Do I want to crack open that? Oh, shoot, and an extra damage on cast. Don't want to forget that guy. So that's an extra damage coming through. That's 64. Haha, see? Even better, 6 damage. All right, so sorry. And the reason I put that damage on just now is because I forgot about the +1 cast. So do I want to use the Primordial Fetish to focus a breach? And which one do I want to focus? I probably want to focus this one. I want to get, oh yeah, that's right, because I want to try to make use of this power. So let's do that. We're going to focus again by doing this. Again, Illuminate triggers. So that's another damage. So we're really stacking damage like crazy right now, which is awesome. And then we're going to go ahead. We got the Frozen Magmite, and we've got 2 crystals. So, and of course, whatever we gain, you place on the top of our deck. It's a 4 card, so I'm going to go after Slag because I want a chance to get rid of this thing. And we could gain Ether if he's on tier 2, which he is. So let's do that. We're gaining this one. It's going to go on top of our deck. And then these 3 cards go back in our discard. So I'm going to put the Magmite first. And then the 2 crystals afterwards. And that essentially is Yan's turn. That was a fantastic turn by Yan. Like, amazing. One of the biggest combos so far of the game. So that's great. And we're going to go ahead and pull our cards. We know, of course, this one's going to be here. So that's going to give us 3 Ether. We have a chance to potentially get rid of this Seismic Roar if things pan out. Oh, we're 1 away. Yes, we got our 6. The only question now is, will Yan get to go? Oh, man, we got tons of Ether there. That's incredible. Okay, now I'm getting excited. So what we're going to do next is we got to pull our turn order card to see what happens. Please be Yan. Oh, well, it's Meza. Not terrible, though. We're still good because we can start hammering the Nemesis, which is fantastic. So we got lots of cards over here, but first let's actually deal our damage. So we're going to deal 1 spark worth of damage to hit the Nemesis down to 62, which is great. We've got all these cards in our hand. So let's go with Nova Forge, I think, and Jagged Lightning. We're going to put, and it doesn't matter which breach we put them in because there's no bonus like we have with Yan for the 3rd breach. Sorry, I just knocked some stuff down. So we're going to put Jagged Lightning here. Prep these guys for a big attack later on. Did they do anything? One of them says, while prepped, once per turn during your main phase, you may gain 2 Ether to use towards a spell. Great. Then we have these 2. Again, we know the World Heart Shard from before. So we can gain 2 to go towards, to gain a card. Actually, it goes in our allies' discard. That could be good, because we do have that +1 on Yan. So we could help her out by getting her something. So it would be, how would that work? That would be, well prepped once per turn during main phase, you may gain 2 that can be used to gain a spell. So 2 from that, 2 from that, 1 from that is 5. So we could go all the way up to Aurora, which wouldn't be bad. Or we could even do Jagged Lightning. Let's do Jagged Lightning. So I'm kind of wasting an Ether there, but I want Jagged Lightning, but this is going to end up going into Yan's deck. So this is going to go into Yan's, so this is going to go into her discard pile as an acquired card. All these now are used and spent up, so I'm going to put World Heart Shard there, Crystal there. That's essentially it for Maza's turn. I could have technically bumped up Gravehold's life, but I'm going to hold off on that for now. I'm going to hold off on that. We're not taking too many hits to Gravehold just yet. I'll wait. Okay, so that is that. We're going to go ahead and grab 5 more cards. Oops, I'm firing that one right out of its sleeve. What do we get? Nice. Got some Frozen Magmite. We got another Frozen Magmite. All the Ether cards are coming in now like crazy. A 6. And, oh, I just bumped that. I'm going to have to double check that, sorry guys, to figure out what that was on, because I just knocked that out. We have 5 now. Yes, in fact, it was 6, so I was correct there. At least one of my numbers was correct. Okay, so we've got our 5 cards pulled back up. We're good to go. Pulling from the turn order deck, what do we have? Nemesis. It had to happen at some point. There we go. We're in trouble. So we had all of the Ether we ever needed at this point. Just sadly, we didn't get another player turn before the Nemesis card. So this power token goes away. The sad news with that is we cannot do anything to stop the Seismic Roar, which now does, the Umbra Titan now loses 2 Nemesis tokens, which is really bad. So this just got a little bit scarier. All right, so that's that. And then, of course, we pull a new card. Please don't be bad. This is a Tomb Fright. Okay, so it's an 8 power minion, and this is persistent. Umbra Titan has 5 or more Nemesis tokens. It loses a Nemesis token. Otherwise, Gravehold. So, wow, that is bad. We got to get rid of that thing. So that's going to sit there at 8. Okay, that's bad. And that's the end of the Nemesis turn. Going to the next deck, or next card, is 2. So we're coming back to Yan. So Yan, what are you going to do here? Yan had a really fantastic turn originally, so let's see what we can do here. We have Illuminate. If we start focusing breaches, that can do damage to this individual. So we might just leave Illuminate where it is for now. We have a ton of ether, like a ridiculous amount. Now this one here says that if it's tier 2 right now, which it is, because we can see it based on the 2 right there in the bottom right, that we gain an additional ether. So if we play this, we're getting 3 for this. This is 4, this is 5, this is 6, and then these 2 would make it 7. That's really, really good. It's almost more than we need, because we don't even have a 7 card in our pile. Crystallize is right here, so we can't even get to that, which is too bad. But we could take a Nova Forge, which would be really, really handy, and it deals a lot of damage too. So, yeah, that might be the thing to do. So I'm going to probably go with Nova Forge. So we're going to gain Nova Forge, put that here. Oh, actually, gain a card from the supply if you have... Oh yeah, because I haven't opened all my breaches yet. Oh, that's another question. Do I want to do that? No, I have cards that allow me to focus for free. Let's go right after the Nova Forge one. So this is going to cost 6. I'll end up having 7, but I can't use 1 extra ether for anything, so all these going to go back. Let's put them in an order that makes sense. So I'm going to quickly just divide these up. So we got crystals, 2 frozen magmites. We want to put them close together. So we're going to put the 2 frozen magmites, the 1 frozen magmite and the scoria slag. We'll put those like that, and then we'll pick the crystals and put them on top. This deck is getting bigger by the second, and that's essentially it. I wasn't going to cast this at all. I could have for 1 damage, but it's just not worth it in my opinion, I hope. So we'll leave that there, and then we're going to go ahead and draw back up to 5. So we got a crystal, we've got a crystal, and we've probably got another crystal, yeah. And then we're going to flip this deck over and pull 2 more to see what we get. There's the totem, that could help Gravehold, and Jagged Lightning, good, we got at least 1 attack in there. Okay, so that's that for Yan's turn. Pulling the turn order deck again, we got the Nemesis, which we knew was going to happen. This one is a persistent. It says if Umbra Titan has 5 or more Nemesis tokens, which it does sadly, it loses a Nemesis token. Oh, so now we're down to 4. Worst. Okay, and then we're going to pull another card, so we're halfway to losing just from that. Oh geez. Negate. Unleash twice. Any player destroys their most expensive card in hand. Oh, not good. Or unleash twice. Gravehold suffers 3 damage. Yikes. Okay, so what I'm going to probably do is... Let's do the unleash twice. Well, actually, we have to pick in this particular case. So I'm looking at the highest cost cards in each of my hand. I have a 5 in this one, which is pretty high, so Aurora would have to go. Or I could get rid of a Jagged Lightning. So if I don't, then Gravehold suffers 3 damage. I think I might take the damage to Gravehold right now. So I'm going to let Gravehold take the 3. It's going to bring it down to 22. I hope that that's a good choice. And then, let's see, we still have to unleash twice though, regardless of which one of those other options we choose. So unleashing here says if there's 1 Nemesis turn order in the discard pile, any player suffers 2 damage. We definitely have 2 in here because it's the last card. If there are 2 Nemesis cards in the turn order damage, Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Actually, you know what? I'm going back on that because technically that would be 4 damage on top of the other damage I put in, so screw it. I'm going to get rid of the Jagged Lightning because I don't want to... So I'm destroying Jagged Lightning from Yan's hand in order to bring this back by 3. So we'll go back to 25. And then when the unleash happens twice here, Gravehold suffers damage 2 times over, so that'll be 4 damage coming off this, brings me down to 21. I don't want Gravehold to take that much damage in 1 turn, that'd be way too much. And now we've satisfied the attack card. That can also disappear, and we're good to go. So that's going to end this particular round, and we're going to jump into the next round as things are progressing quite aggressively. So I hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough. I'm having a lot of fun with this one. Let me know in the comments below anything that you saw, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks again for watching, and keep on rolling solo.